Welcome to tonight's show. Is it still hot Marvel summer? We're missing some Marvelness some new Marvelness. Will She-Hulk become a Grail? And Fives and Echo announced by Hot Toys. Clone collectors rejoice. It's time for points of articulation. Well, hello everybody. And if I seem kind of weird or hesitant, I'm hearing an echo in my ear. And it is very distracting. But hey, let's bring in the panel. Woo! Tonight we have two regulars and a special guest, and I guess you can call her a regular because she's been on the show before. How's it going, Helen? All the way from Australia in the morning.
It is. Hello from the future, Monday morning here in Australia. And thank you for having me back, Costa. I had an absolute blast the last time. So it's so great to start my week with you three fine gentlemen.
Yeah. All right. Henry, how's it going?
Doing good, Costa. Doing good. Just happy to be here. Thank you for having me. Let's go.
And last but not least, S-Beam. How are you doing?
Doing all right. Enjoying my day off. One of three, so
nice.
Here to rock and roll.
But Helen after this is going on months and months of vacation. So
nice.
So she's got all of the U.S. people beat, because that would be awesome if we got that here.
Yeah, this is day 1 of 6 months.
Damn.
Which is surreal. I just like, you know how on phones you can set that like weekday like alarm every day to wake you up at the same time. Like I turned that off and it was like the most liberating feeling in the world. It was like, oh my God, I have nowhere to be, and that's amazing. So a little bit excited.
God, that is so great. And I hope you have a great vacation after this, because when you come back, you're going to come on Show Off and you're going to talk about your display cases. So
100%.
So get all rested up, traveled, and then get back to business. So what I'd like to do is give the chat an idea of how this runs. This is a panel game show. Really, this is fucking me up here. This thing. All right. When I'm talking, I'm going to do this. All right. Here we go. So the game is we score our panelists by their their opinions, and it's not a right or wrong opinion. It's just got to be a good one. That's all. If it's for or against, as long as it's good, you get a point. And it sounds like this. Oh, come on, hold on. There you go. That's the good point. When you make a bad point, you get a point deducted. And while we're at it, let's show the screen. This is these are we gotta. This is what happens when you walk the dog. Sorry, guys. But yeah, there will be 3 rounds, and after each round, we'll have a discuss and have a commercial break. One of these days, I will have fake commercials, which my sketch team and I are working on, and they're going to be fun. Let me see. All right. So let's get to number 1. She-Hulk released last week, and the buzz is that she may be becoming a Grail. With the amazing photos by Bob Dylan this week, I can see why. Will She-Hulk become a Grail? Helen, let's start with you.
Look, that's a really good question, and I think part of that will depend on what this character's future is in the MCU. I think based on the She-Hulk series, which I will say I did enjoy. I know I'm potentially in a minority. I think if we do see Jen Walters again, and depending on what that property is, how that performs potentially, because I don't know. I mean, would this have been a figure that had a lot of pre-orders? I wouldn't have thought so. So I can't imagine
Sorry,
it's huge. I can't imagine it's huge production numbers. So I think this is what we've kind of seen. And, you know, I'm not going to get political, but female characters can be a little bit less popular. And we have seen with some characters in hindsight that they've had those low pre-order numbers and then they've become a lot more desirable later on. So I think at this stage, you know, it's not like a Guardians of the Galaxy Gamora, which Grail highly sought after. People are buying it at a higher than retail price. But in the future, depending on what happens, potentially, I mean, is she turning up on Daredevil? Is she turning up somewhere else? We don't know. So I think depending on the future will probably determine the fate of whether this is a Grail or something that ends up in a bargain bin.
Yeah, that's all great points. Man, for a second I thought I could remove the sound thing, but that's not helping. How about you, Henry? Do you think She-Hulk could become a Grail?
Yeah, I do believe in the possibility of that becoming a Grail just because of the technology alone that was used in this. And the body, and I've seen the way it looks. I've seen Bob Dylan's pictures. The thing looks really well. And the thing I was worried about was the hands not matching the body and the face, and that doesn't look like to be a problem. Again, it depends on how they decide to use her also. If she shows up in a bunch of different shows, I think that makes that figure even more desirable. But other than that, yeah, I do believe it. Again, I just don't see anything else unless they make a seamless Hulk. That's the only thing I can think of. But this is this is a really nice yeah, this could be a Grail.
All right, that's S-Beam. You're up.
I think I'm with everybody else where it could possibly be a Grail. I think there's a whole lot of potential with this figure. Even if you didn't like the show, I think the figure is a really good figure. We've seen pictures come out there. We've seen the reviews. I do like that the shoes can be removed from the feet, because that was the plan, was to put this figure into a business type suit. So
yeah,
that's a good thing. So hopefully I can get this one when she comes out, but I don't have her ordered or nothing like that. So but the Grail status, yeah, I definitely think it could reach that, especially if they decide not to make another one.
Yeah, I enjoyed the show up until like 5 episodes in, and then it started to lose some things, but I might do what Lael did and go back and do a rewatch and the full thing and see if it got better. But the figure is amazing. You guys are all right about that. I mean, look at it. So let's see. Next. All right. A month ago, Hot Toys announced what I like to call Hot Marvel Summer. Since the announcement, the only figure announced was the Wolverine from the upcoming movie Deadpool and Wolverine. Or did I miss something? Did I miss something? Anyway, are we sitting in the calm before the storm? Because there hasn't been any Hot Marvel summer except for old stuff. We're talking about new announcements. Henry.
I do believe we're just in the early stages. Summer's far from being over. I do believe that there will be at least, I want to say at least 4 more figures that will be released. And that's a minimum. I want to say that's a minimum. Because yeah, we do have a long way to go. So I will say just hold on. Summer's not over yet.
All right, that's S-Beam. Do you think this is the calm before the storm, or are they just gonna
Well,
Jericho's
it's
around for 2 more months.
a little hard to tell. It is Hot Toys after all, so you never know. The Black and Gold '85 was also part of this '85
That's
thing. So
you're right. That's I knew I was missing
I
something.
don't know if excuse me, if the Deadpool will have this logo on it, but yeah, the Wolverine definitely did. But I mean, hopefully they're not done. I would definitely like to see more for the '85. I mean, you celebrate the whole '85th all year long if you wanted to. But yeah, Hot Toys is Hot Toys, so I guess we'll just have to wait and find out.
Helen, are we gonna see more Marvel?
Look, it's a cold Australian winter, and I was hoping some of the heat from the hot Marvel summer might radiate down my way. But I think S-Beam said it, like, Hot Toys is gonna Hot Toys, and we also saw that announcement of Batman '85, and what did we get from that so far? Like, I don't know if the Blue Bale Man counts as part of that, but I don't recall seeing anything particular about the 85 years of Batman. So they kind of announced that, and then nothing has happened. So it's interesting. This has definitely been the year of Star Wars. My wallet's been very safe, but I think this is where people had perhaps been a bit hopeful about some of the cameos of Deadpool and Wolverine. We'd be getting some unexpected characters. I think a lot of people have been wanting to see some 2.0s of older figures that haven't been stacking up. So I guess for me, the real litmus test is going to be events like Sideshow Con, because they do tend to get quite a few of those newer figures, the prototypes, and get to reveal those first. So I guess we have to kind of wait a couple of weeks. But I mean, a Marvel summer, is it Northern Hemisphere or Southern Hemisphere? I don't know so far, but I'm always hopeful as a collector. I think there is a lot of great characters in Marvel. There's still some we've never gotten, like Okoye. I'll always, be on that hill wanting an Okoye figure. But yeah, it's kind of odd to make this announcement and then go, here's a bunch of troopers and stuff, but that's kind of Hot Toys way, so we probably shouldn't be surprised by that.
That is a good point. Yeah, it's you would think literally exactly 1 month from today or tomorrow, June 8th. All right, so tomorrow they announced this, and you would have thought that maybe we'd have 3 by now, 1 a week, but that has not been the case. The other thing that's missing that I was gonna put as a topic is the last 2 years, no summer fest or summer. Oh my god, what do they call it? The Hot Toys Summer
Showcase?
Yes, Summer Showcase.
Showcase.
Like, where they would give us a bunch of figures and be like, this is 10 figures in one day, and we're gonna get them all made in like 2 or 3 years. But they haven't done that. They didn't do that last year, and they didn't do it this year. So yeah. Let us get to our first break. You know what? Our first break is brought to you by my channel members. 𝗬liche, Commander Green, 6 Scale Shiro, The Bro Collector, 1/6 Syndicate, Gergamus, Preston Hoskins, and Blue Tattoo. Thank you guys, because we're going to do a really cool lighting tutorial with help from Cat in the House, if you saw yesterday's stream. So it's going to be a lot of fun. But the scores today, we have Helen at 12, S-Beam at 6, and 1/6 Syndicate at 7. Did I skip? I didn't skip you guys, right?
No.
Okay, just Helen throwing out some points there. Okay. All right, and let's real quick say hello to people in the chat. We have Aunt Jemima, the Bro Collector, my new friend Hal, because that's what I'm gonna start calling him, and he likes to be called Hal, or Commander Green is cool. You know what? Commander Green is better. Austin, what is up? I'm gonna get you on the show one day. My nemesis, Watcher 6. Sadly, I was on the stream today with him on layouts, but I came in the last 5 minutes, so hopefully next time I'll be able to hang out longer. Calvin, my dude, what is up? Let's see. Anybody new? Ren's the talented Tino, because now that's gonna stick. I can't not call him Ren's talented Tino. So, but thank you guys for being here. Awesome. It's time for buy or sell. The day has finally come for all those patient clone collectors, as Hot Toys has announced ARC Trooper 5s from the Clone Wars. S-Beam, are we buying or selling ARC Trooper 5s?
100% buy. 5 times. No, I'm just kidding.
5 times. Oh, yeah.
No, I've been waiting for a 5s to come out. I was definitely not going to hunt down that extremely expensive Sideshow version. So I'm happy Hot Toys is bringing out one finally. And yeah, definitely buy for me. Because I've been... The 5s in the story arc, so it, you know, in Clone Wars was just amazing. So you really felt for that character. And then, yeah. And yeah, I've been wanting 5s forever. So
it's one of the better like clone stories in Clone Wars. I think it's really good. Miss Allison,
Yeah,
are you buying or selling ARC Trooper 5s?
Miss Allison is all about the troopers all the time, all the Star Wars. And if I didn't say such, I would get murdered in my sleep. So buy them all while you can, everybody. Rolling eyeballs for troopers. Oh my God.
Miss Allison has spoken. So go do it. Go buy right now. 1-6 Syndicate, Henry.
I would say this is a buy. Buy.
Yeah.
Some people might even buy multiples of this. They've been waiting for this for a while. So yeah, this is a buy.
All right. Moving on. What could possibly be the next topic? I don't know. Could it be Echo? Staying in the realm of the clones, ARC Trooper Echo was also announced. I mean, you could get Echo without 5s. You don't need them. Is Echo buy or sell? Henry.
That's also a buy.
Oh, okay.
It's also a buy. There's just some people missed out on this. So yeah, that's a buy, man.
S-Beam, are we buying or selling?
Totally buy, because you can then have him displayed next to your other Echo from Bad Batch.
Yeah.
And yeah, well, you got to have them all, the whole team together as well too. So Rex and Jesse and Vaughn, and yeah, you gotta do those. You gotta have it. I'm gonna have it. So.
And Miss Allison.
Look, Miss Allison says you have to buy 2 because, as Eddie said on Collectors Unite, that unsculpted head looks like Philly at Figure Craft. So you have to have a trooper, and then you have to have your Philly trooper to remind you of Figure Craft.
Philly trooper, yes. Got to get Figure Craft troopers, just the whole army, of them. All right, so now we're gonna go out of the realm of 1/6 scale and talk about something from which I thought I would never talk about because I stopped buying McFarlane toys, but we're going to talk about this guy. I don't know why. We're just going to have fun with it. It is McFarlane Toys has announced their San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Bruce Wayne from Batman Beyond the Animated Series. Are we going to buy or sell this? And good luck trying to get it. You have to be at SDCC for it. S-Beam.
Well, once everybody at San Diego Comic-Con buys it, they're going to sell it anyway. So I might as well do the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, McFarlane is out of my collecting days now. Don't really go for McFarlane, but some of the stuff he has is fun to look at. I mean, I would say this Bruce Wayne is pretty accurate. but yeah, it's definitely not something that would join my collection.
Yeah, he's out of McFarlane's been out of my days since the early 2000s. But I just unboxed the Kickstarter spawn, and that's actually made pretty well. So, I'm torn. Miss Allison, have you ever collected McFarlane toys?
I have not. I don't really know if they're much of a thing that you can get locally here in Australia, but I do feel like there's a lot of people with a great love of, Batman the animated series, different animated IPs. We're starting to see a bit more of demand for, animated Batmobiles and characters. So I think this is quite a smart move, but it does make me sad nowadays that so many of these figures you have to get at a silly price, and that so many people are buying them to flip. And I know I'm naive. It's it's the economics of it all, and people are side hustling, wanting to make a buck. But there's a part of me that once upon a time when I collected Funko Pops, and we all kind of did. Now and then you could go into a shop and find an exclusive. It wasn't that shops hoarded them, or people kind of went out and bought them all up and didn't give you a chance. So yeah, there's a part of me that thinks it's a bit of a bummer if you want this, that you're probably going to have to pay a lot more than what it costs someone. But as I say, I appreciate that's the world we live in now.
Yeah, that is very, especially for how big. I think this is 6 inches or 7 inches. I don't know. It's like a statue, and you can't, like, the posability on it. You're gonna break. I'm already selling it, Henry. Are you? Would you buy or sell this?
If I was collecting this, I would, but it's just not for me. But having this with as much as the cast as possible would be a nice kind of display to have. But if I had other characters from there, if they're coming out with more than just this, then yeah, I would say then get it. It would be something nice to have, But how many characters was there in the show? Wasn't that many? It was just Terry, and
well,
about
you had
right?
the Jokers.
The Jokers, yeah, it's not that much. Right?
God, I haven't watched the show in
I haven't seen it in a while.
So
no one really stuck out, but it was a good show from what I remember.
Yeah, I'm more of the animated, like the old school BTAF, but yeah, what you gonna do? All right, so a correction, or I'm course correcting from last week, and I can't remember who I started with. Was that SB? Did I start with? Yeah, I started with SB. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So last week, I forgot to talk about the Mighty Thor, and then so we're gonna talk about her now. Are we buying or selling the Mighty Thor? Helen.
Look, I think this is a buy. I think this figure has a really lot of strong points. I think it looks amazing. I love the fact that her outfit has that little bit of that part coming over the shoulders, so you don't see a seam, which I know was a big point of contention with the Valkyrie figure. I love that you're getting a second head sculpt for the helmet. You're not having to put that thing on and risking damaging the primary head sculpt. Even the way the head sculpt's put together, the helmet is put together. I love that it's in the 4 pieces. It's not just that half. You can take off the wings and then take off the 2 pieces. The fact that it has 2 helmets, I love the effects where you can have like Mjolnir all broken up. I think it's badass. And are we seeing this again? Probably not. So I think it's interesting because Love and Thunder, probably not the most amazing movie, but the figures we've gotten, I think, have all been top notch. I don't think there's any real disappointing figures in that line. Even Gore, like, I know people don't like the seams, but it's a one-time character. You can't expect a seamless body, and particularly with the coloring and the scars. So I think this looks amazing. And yeah, it's one I got to try to make room for it because there's some awesome female heroes coming out and I want them all.
Yeah, and Watcher 6 agrees. I'm with Helen and her amazing Australian accent. This is a buy. If I wasn't on board before, she convinced me. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Henry, is this a buy or sell?
Yeah, it is definitely a buy. I mean, this is one of these figures that, well, characters that might not see again. So is one of these things that I think, if you enjoyed the movie, which is not that many people, but you should definitely get it. But the figure itself is a gorgeous figure. That's what I'm looking at. The seamless arms and the way everything came together. Just a nice figure. Yeah, it's just a shame just from that movie, but other than that, it's a nice figure.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's a beautiful figure. Nice beam. You're on mute.
Oh, mute.
They did the sculpt on this one really well. Again, you won't see this figure again, so definitely a buy. Yeah, totally unique. I mean, it's good. Even got a good likeness. Yeah, nobody cared for the movie. I mean, I didn't mind the movie, but nobody really cared for the movie like at all. They thought it was complete garbage. But the character itself, you can use her straight for your comic book reference. That's how good this is, and that's how well the likeness is. So,
yeah, I have to agree with you. I know Taika Waititi stuff, but I just couldn't like this one. I just left a bad taste in my mouth. All right, so we are moving along. You know what? Let's do this last buy or sell. I was gonna let it go, but this is gonna be a fun one. All right. Fans of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory are getting a tasty treat from Super 7 as they announce their reaction Willy Wonka figure. We're gonna buy or sell Willy Wonka. Henry.
Hey, that's a pass for me. That's just cool idea, though. Great idea. Just a pass.
Not
for
even
me.
This one's made out of chocolate.
I know. Great idea.
And then the other one's in the chocolate. And that's the golden ticket. Look at that one. Look at that.
Yeah, hey, great marketing. Trust me, but just not for me.
Great marketing. SB.
yeah, I'm good. No, thank you. As much as I really like this movie, I'm not in the mood for a golden Wonka or a chocolate version of it. Does that gold one actually glow like that, or just? It'd be kind of
I have no idea. Listen, I was searching Facebook for some fun stuff, and yeah, this is what happens when Hot Toys or In Art or Jazz Inc. or 3-0 or nobody does anything in a week. So I try to find the fun stuff. Although I might get the one with the chocolate bar. And I'll put it next to the Mars Toys one. Helen, what are your thoughts?
It's funny because this made me think of apparently in the US you guys have Star Wars Oreos, and there was a part of me wanting to find them and joke that they taste like the salty tears of unhappy Star Wars fans. But I'm sure that will just get me flamed even more than I'm already getting flamed for not being interested in Star Wars. But look, I think there's an element of nostalgia with items like this, that perhaps it's maybe not for collectors like us, but perhaps there's movie buffs, or a lot of people have a lot of love for that sort of Gene Wilder, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie. So it's for someone, it's not for me. And also a chocolate collectible in Australia is just a bad idea. Like, chocolate in the supermarkets melts in summer. So this is just going to end up as a puddle mess of chocolate. So no, it's no place for me.
Very well said. And Watcher 6 is like, hey, that's not Johnny Depp.
I can confirm those Star Wars.
Sir. What? You can confirm what?
I can confirm those Star Wars Oreos do taste like the tears of Star Wars fans. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna just like take a video of myself eating them and being spicy, but maybe not. We'll see.
The character likenesses on them, because they put the characters on them, they're okay.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I don't even think they put a full like color of blue. It's just on the outside, or red. It's on the edges. I don't know. I didn't open
I
them
didn't
up. I
open
just
them. Nope.
shoved them in my mouth. Like I don't want to say. Anyway, I ate a whole pack, and I
Well,
did.
there's smaller packs too. There's like they're not even a full package of Oreos. It's just like a quarter of one or half of one.
You get
Yeah,
two
but
in a pack.
your packets in the US are like no joke. Like in Australia, our packet of Oreos is like one row. Like you guys have those big packets with like 3 rows. It's like one row. So when I have brought them back and like you take them into work as a novelty, everyone's just like, why did you buy this humongous packet? And it's like, dude, this was the only packet I could buy. Like there was no other option. It was just this jumbo one.
Yeah, we like it big, and for some reason
Family sizes
they like it bigger.
Oh. Good to
All
know.
right, so we are at the end of 𝗙𝗀𝗃, and where the hell is my cursor? There we go. Here we are after 2 rounds. 𝗔𝗶𝗃 is in the lead with 29, S1E7 with 22, 𝗙𝗶𝘁 Syndicate with 24. And now a word from our sponsor. If I can find our sponsor. I don't think I have our sponsor. I think the sponsor's gone. Wait, is this? Nope. Sponsor's gone. I apologize. One day I'll have this all set up to be like great. But we'll just go straight into the 3rd and final round. And I had this guy. Whenever a figure is announced, there's always the inevitable post about the inaccuracies of said figure. What's considered a high-end collectible? How accurate should Hot Toys be? And what causes the inaccuracies? S-Beam.
Say it again. What was what? What caused what?
So maybe I didn't word that great, but how accurate should Hot Toys be, and how do these figures become inaccurate? If they have the information given to them by Lucasfilm.
For the price tag, they should be really accurate. I mean, they've been doing pretty good so far with the ones that they have announced. I haven't heard the gripes on this guy, but if you have any,
there's gripes on this
shut
guy
up.
for the helmet.
For the helmet, well, whatever.
Yeah.
I haven't been paying. I guess I haven't been paying attention. Yeah, I guess get over it, because Hot Toys is Hot Toys. This is 5s, because give me the 5s. You don't have to display the head sculpt. You don't have to display the helmet. It's an option. Yes, it should be more accurate. It should be definitely as accurate as it is in the show or movie or whatever you have. But sometimes people miss the mark. If you don't like it, don't buy it. And usually when these things go through, it's usually the paint jobs that happen that make it inaccurate. So
okay, that makes sense. Yeah, a lot of the Trooper guys, and I know Commander Green out there, he is so happy to get this and doesn't really care about a minor shape to the helmet. I don't know. I'm really weird with these. I see them and I don't have the show memorized with the helmet memorized. Oh, the head sculpt looks good. The helmet looks good to me. What about you, Helen? How accurate should these be?
Look, I'm going to have maybe a controversial take, and I say this as someone that lives in a country where Hot Toys are pretty much around $500 a pop. I think Hot Toys is walking a fine line between high-end collectible and mass-produced product, and I think you look at the levels of production that they have, they maybe can't always go to those fine, intricate details that some of these customizers can do when they're making only 20 figures. So I find this debate quite interesting. I think there is a section of collecting that are very extreme in there. It has to be 1000% movie accurate. And I think there's another subset of people that just want a figure that looks cool. And I'm very much in the camp of, I want a figure that looks cool. I'm not losing sleep over the cape clip positioning on Batman Begins. I'm sorry, I'm not. I know there's some people who are really passionate about that, but I think there's certain finer details that to me won't make or break the details, the figure. And if Hot Toys has to make some small concessions, I don't mind that. But the point I would like to make, which again might be spicy, it's early in the morning, but goodness, I've got the hot takes. The thing that cracks me up though is the amount of collectors that want 100% accuracy. And then I see you kit bashing your female figures with ridiculous Physons. So tell me how that's screen accurate, because I'm looking at your Black Widows that you can't even do up the zip of the front. But then I see you on other things complaining about the fiddliest of details. So you can't have it both ways.
No.
As I said, I'm all about what looks cool. And also, I'm also about getting those characters. And I can completely understand with Star Wars, big universe, a lot of characters. So if you're going down the line and going quite deep, I would be quite happy for that, because that's not a thing that Hot Toys is really doing. We're seeing movies with like one figure being released and that's it. So if you've got them going quite deep into an IP and allowing you to build out your display, I think you should be happy about that.
Yeah, I agree. And you're right. Like what I like to point out is the DeLorean is not screen accurate, but you have to buy a whole bunch of extra stuff to make it screen accurate. The things was like what, $800? If you wanted screen accurate, you got to buy something like Master Replica, like something that's like an actual model from the movie. I mean, they do have to make concessions. So anyway, Henry, how accurate do you feel Hot Toys has to be?
Well, I think it really depends on the collector. Some collectors out there, they need something to be screen accurate, and some of them are really doesn't really matter as long as the point is across. And one of the examples we can use is the '89 Batmobile. There's a lot of people are going to get the Hot Toys, and some people are going to get the Jazz Inc. and it's off by like what, maybe 2 inches. So some people really don't mind that, because when you look at it, it just says it's a Batmobile. Anyone that's going to come and see it, they're going to just see it as a Batmobile. So it's the same thing. I think it really depends on the collector. Some collectors need screen accurate, and some collectors are just okay with it. And as long as you look at the item and you can see what it is, that's good enough for them. So collector.
Yeah, all good points. And the last thing, I better turn down my volume for this. Or there we go. There is a Hot Toys Deadpool and Wolverine event going on right now, where you can see the new Hot Toys Deadpool figure. Oh, wow, I'm doing a horrible read. Can we start that again? We're gonna start that again. There's a Hot Toys event. There's a Hot Toys Deadpool and Wolverine event going on right now, where you can see the new Deadpool figure from the movie. The figure still hasn't been announced, and it's been weeks since the Wolverine was announced. Where the fuck is Deadpool? What's holding him up? Helen, where the fuck is Deadpool?
Look, I have opinions about this, Shock Horror. First of all, I heard there was a rumor that apparently there'll be an event coming up, like one of those, I don't know, it's always Wonderfest something, right? And it will be there will be some Deadpool figures available to buy at the convention. And it's interesting because my Spidey senses tingle, because I'm like, oh, why is there no Deadpool figure? And this is my probably more my hope than anything based on fact. I have a theory that because we're getting an unsculpted Hugh Jackman head sculpt, I'm wondering if we're finally going to get a Deadpool figure with an unmasked head sculpt, but clean Ryan Reynolds, because I think there is people that would want these displayed as Ryan and Hugh. And as I say, I don't watch trailers or follow news or anything, but I just have wondered, given anything could happen in this movie, right? Is there a point in this movie where Wade becomes beautiful Ryan Reynolds again? I don't know, but I think if you're looking at a Deadpool figure that we've already had 2 of, I know subtle differences to the suit, but that might not be enough to make people buy it. I think if you had a head sculpt, and I think particularly if it was Ryan Reynolds' head sculpt, I think that's something that would push people over the edge to want to buy this new version. So total speculation based on nothing, more what I hope to see, but it's just making me wonder what's in the movie that they can't show this figure that might potentially be a spoiler.
Yeah. Could you imagine getting 3 head sculpts, masked, unmasked burnt, and unmasked clean Ryan Reynolds? Oh
Yeah,
my
that would be
God.
amazing.
I can't wait to kit bash a Ryan Reynolds finger if that's the case. Henry,
so many
where the
people
fuck is
want it.
Deadpool?
I think Deadpool will be coming soon. There's a reason why they released the Wolverine first. There's a marketing thing. I feel like once you see the Wolverine in hand, you're gonna want to have the Deadpool, which is what happened to me. So I had no place to get the Deadpool, but after I saw the Wolverine, then I'm like, okay, you know what? They're gonna look good together. So and I think it's gonna be different than the previous ones. I do agree there's a head sculpt that will come with that. I'm just not sure which one, but they do have to make it different. And I think that's what's gonna make it more different than the other releases that they had.
Colin has a nice comment of secret accessories. Possible. Point to you, Colin. Double point. All right, that's Beam.
We know he's on the way. It pretty much says that in the video. So, it'll probably be the week the movie releases, or the day after. I mean, we'll see what happens. We know he's coming. He'll be out eventually. I'm not too worried about it. So hopefully we get more than just Deadpool and Wolverine, but that'd be nice. But I could just see it just being these 2.
All right. Well, we're all that was the last question, but let me go to each one of you. For the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, Henry, give me one figure that you really, really want to show up in the movie and to be made into a figure.
Oh, it's a good one. I'm hearing Cyclops might show up from the old X-Men movies, and he might be wearing the blue and yellow outfit. So that would be pretty cool to have him.
Okay. S Beam.
I'll take the Tyler Mane Sabretooth. I keep seeing him flying around everywhere, but that'd be cool.
Yeah, do you think they're gonna put the fangs in? Maybe CGI him?
Maybe, probably.
That's a good one. Ellen, what do you want to see, and what do you want to see made into a figure?
Look, I have no idea if these things connect, and if this is a spoiler, sorry, it's been ages. I keep thinking back to that mid-credit scene in the Marvels where we saw the Beast, and I keep wondering, is there going to be some connection there between that movie and this? I've got no idea, but I think the Beast would be a cool character. I think Hot Toys does do an amazing job with those characters that have the funky skin tones, and I think Beast is a pretty popular character. But I think if there's any cameos of X-Men actors from those sort of 90s movies, I could see people absolutely wanting all of them. So we'll wait and see. As I say, I'm probably the worst person to ask because I try to avoid all trailers, news, whatever, because I like to go to the cinema and actually be surprised and not feel like I've seen the best parts of the movie. But I'll put a vote for Beast.
That's a good one. Good one. I couldn't even mention. Like I'm trying to think, who would I want? So many choices.
Ghetto Yoda's just
I would
pretty good.
I would like Gambit. I want a Gambit to show up. Like, I don't care who plays it. just something accurate, something. Maybe it's just 2 seconds. Like that, he's my favorite character. So, like, I think I would like a Gambit. Let's see. Watcher 6 says the proto on display does not have a fixed mix, so definitely getting a 𝗬ście𝗂𝗍. And he wants Giant Man helmet as a deluxe base. Oh God, could you imagine a 1/6 scale Giant Man head? That would be cool as fuck. Or Colin wants the diorama of the 20th Century Fox. What do you call it? The marble 20th Century Fox that they've been fighting in. Ghetto Yoda says X-23 in costume. You might be getting your wish. That might be one. And Lael brought this up today, that there might be Hulk in the movie, and to get a Hulk like seamless, because they did it with Venom. Or similar. They could do something. What do you guys think about a Hulk?
I think that would be a great thing because I feel like in the community there's been so much discussion lately of people going, it's time for a new Hulk. A lot of people didn't like Endgame Hulk. I completely understand. And I think that Avengers 1 Hulk has become quite sought after. I have that.
Yeah.
It's great. I think it still stands up, but I know there are people that would want something that's seamless. So for me, I can see that being a hot ticket item if they decide to make it.
Yeah,
Henry?
and just make a good film.
Yes.
Don't multiverse of madness yourself and freaking.
Oh God, please no.
Just make a good film. That's all I want.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
All right. Well, we are at the end, and for not having much to talk about, we talked about a lot. We did a good 47 minutes. Wow, that's awesome. And the winner is 6 scale 𝗫. Let's see which one works.
Thank you.
All right. You now get 30 seconds to talk about anything you like. Don't worry about talking about your channel because we're going to talk about that right after this. So 30 seconds, go.
Amazing. I'm so grateful to have this opportunity following the gross misjustice that happened on this stream last week. And I'm talking about the slander of the fruit pineapple. It's time that people get on board with the sweet and salty roundabout. Pineapple on pizza is 100% delicious. And not only that, you can take your boring toasted sandwich and jazz it up with a ring of pineapple. You don't have to have ham and cheese. Put a ring of pineapple in there and suddenly tropical adventure. Chicken, cheese, and mayo? Throw some pineapple in there. It's delicious. Give it a go. Not pineapple in syrup. No. Natural juice. Drain the excess juice. Try it. As I say, the sweet and salty roundabout is totally a thing. So remove your prejudice against pineapple. Give it a go. Please and thank you. That's my TED Talk.
It's not a prejudice against pineapple. It's pineapple on pizza. Listen, I know a Greek created it, but still, you don't do
Embrace your heritage.
Pineapple's delicious. I know, but the one thing in my heritage that I can't agree with. So, but
If you
yeah,
got excess juice, you can also just drink it. Don't throw it away. Just drink it.
Oh yeah, no, juice is delicious. Yeah, or pineapple.
But I think when I've said tin pineapple, people have envisaged like in the syrup, and it's like, no, not the syrup.
Mm-hmm.
In the natural juice.
Yeah.
Chicken, cheese, pineapple, and mayo is just such a bomb toasted sandwich. Like seriously, if you're gonna do one thing this crazy Australian says, like give it a try. And if you hate it, cool, no problem. But I just think it works. Don't hate, participate, Costa.
All right. Well, to each of their own. Henry, what's going on with you this week? What's going on?
I have a slow week. I know I will be at Leah's show on Wednesday, for sure. If anything comes up, it will be on my Instagram. That's about it.
Awesome. S-Beam, what do you have coming up on your channel?
Live tomorrow night, talking about figures and pop culture. I got a game that I want to try out, so we'll be doing that too. Try to do some future giveaways with that type of game. And then yeah, super close to 1,000 subs, which is awesome. So we'll get there.
Yeah, congrats.
Congrats.
Let's get them up to 1,000 tomorrow, and then come and watch the game. Yeah, Helen.
Hello. So yeah, I've been trying to be a bit better with producing some content. Now I've got a bit more free time. I did publish a couple of videos last night, just really short ones, because bit of conjecture in the community, and there's some people that love to rain on a parade. So I thought I would present some advantages and disadvantages to building a garage display cabinet. So they're up on my YouTube channel, just high level things for people to consider. And it's interesting because I think your videos, Costa, are really great at kind of outlining what you do or don't need. But there's some people who seem to think it's all secret and not stuff's being revealed. So I try to be quite open in sharing information. I think all my videos on the build have been pretty honest because I'm a straight shooter. I think that's part of being an Aussie. So that's what's come out. And then I'll have a couple more things that I'll probably try to drop while I'm away. And yeah, I hopefully while I'm away, I can still pop up on Collectors Unite now and then. But if not, I'll be back home in September. So I'll be back there from then.
Yeah. And we will be Helen will be on the show off show Saturday, so we can talk about her display case and all the fake things that are happening about it. Because like I've never done a live stream on Saturday and went online and showed places you could buy stuff and how much it costs, and yeah, and what do I gain? Unless you're buying garage shelves from me, I gain nothing. Like, seriously. Anyway, I am actually finished the platform video. So tomorrow at some point, the members will get a chance to see it. And 3 days later, the everybody else. Here's a little taste of actually, here's a taste of a picture. So this is Darth Maul on the platform with the flight stand. I think it came out badass.
Looks brilliant.
And then let me see if I can whip out this video that I played yesterday for the show off people. Yeah, here we go. Oh. That was yesterday. Where the hell did I put it? Wow. I guess I must have moved it. And all right, I guess we will see that video. But anyway, this is the platform. You're gonna see something hopefully tomorrow. And if you want to be a channel member, you can become a channel member and do all that stuff. And I want to thank everybody that's been here.
Oh, wrong button, I guess.
I wanted to have all of you guys in this thing. I'm trying to remove this from the stream. There we go. There's everybody. All right. Oh, SB became a member. I'm gonna have to put you on the list. All right. Thank you, SB, and thank you everybody for even coming out, for coming to the Saturday stream, for watching all the videos, for going to SB's channel, to watching Henry on Say What and on this show, and going to Helen's channel and watching her videos because they are very informative. And it's always good to get a different perspective, so you don't have to stick to just one of us. You can go to all of us. And everybody have